Does max effort day always mean working up to an absolute 1 rep max, or some days submaximal? It means that you're going to work up to something that's a 1 rep max that's going to be in that 90%-ish range. When I say 1 rep max, that means that exertion for 1 rep should be in that 90% range. Okay. Optimally, I like to see that be a single because it's going to be just a little bit easier to recover from, but not everybody's going to have the technique to be able to do that without absolutely fucking themselves up. So if they're doing a triple and the first rep takes like 85% effort, and the second rep, because you did the first rep, there's going to be some fatigue, takes like 88% effort. Then that third rep, bam, takes 92% effort. That would fall into that 90% effort category that I'm talking about. So just one of those reps is with that high effort. This is what I would say, the same things with fives as well, as long as that fifth one, that would suck to do, by the way. That fifth one was super hard, which, like I said, the set would actually suck to be able to have that. It fits that bill. Now, what you're also asking here, are there times when it should be more suboptimal? Of course, if you're a beginner, I don't even know if you should do max effort work. It should be all submaximal work. Or if you need to pull back because you're not recovering the way that you should pull back. If you're working up on that max effort day and shit just does not feel right, and you were planning on a single, then you got to make a decision where you're working up. Am I going to pivot this to maybe a set of 5? Am I going to pivot to a set of 2? Am I going to pivot to a lighter set of 1, but just barely get that 90%? You got to be thinking about these things as you're working up, because you have all these different options. Sometime the pivot is going to be, no matter what the hell I do, it just feels like shit, and you pull out of it entirely and just go on to the next thing. I don't think it's counterproductive, but I would say I think it's counterproductive if you're advanced, because your output's going to be so high that adding these extra sets in here is just going to tap into that energy demand far too much. Like the fact to be able to put in a back down set if somebody's an intermediate or top end beginner, because those back down sets, they actually may be able to actually push more than what the first original sets were, because they're still developing their technique and force output and all the other stuff. And it also can be a way to put an AMRAP in there, which really doesn't do a whole hell of a lot, except maybe reset expectations and build confidence, which are two important variables. But from the physical standpoint, I don't think they do shit. From the mental standpoint, they do a lot, which is why it can play a lot. It can have a huge role for the beginner or the intermediate, but really no role for the advanced whatsoever.